by Chinese sound 机器西. In today's video, I am going to show you some simple trick to pronounce them correctly, even if you are a complete beginner. Also, I will teach you how to tell the difference of those similar sounds, and I also teach you how to use those words correctly in the common words with Chinese different tone. By the end of this video, you will feel confidently speaking those initials clearly and naturally. Okay, let's dive into it straight away. Before we begin, make sure you understand Chinese fourth tone. If you haven't, please go and check out my video, Master Chinese Fourth Tone within 10 minutes. Okay, first of all, before we pronouncing those 机器西, it is important to understand the mouth and the tongue position, since those sounds do not exist in English. Getting your tongue and mouth in the right position will help you to speak 机器西 accurately. Okay, there are two main factors of the mouth and tongue position to pronounce 机器西. First of all, you need to keep a slight smile when you pronounce those sounds. And second, position your tongue so it gently against your bottom teeth, like this. It will feel weird, but when you pronounce them, you keep your tongue steady throughout the whole pronunciation. It might feel weird at the beginning, as I said, because it does not exist in English, but what you need to do is just need to practice more, then you will feel naturally. First of all, how do we pronounce this 鸡? First of all, like we say, when we pronounce the 鸡 sound, you need to position your tongue at the bottom teeth, like this, and then you keep a smile. When you pronounce it, do not move your tongue. So when pronounce 鸡, just think as an English like Jesus, the first heart, G. But when you pronounce it, because you say it as a smile, so you wouldn't actually pronounce as this G sound. It's like this. So we pronounce like that. 鸡, 鸡. Try again. 鸡, 鸡. So if you don't pronounce it right, it must be to do with the two factors that I mentioned. Did you smile? Have you moved your tongue? Even move a little bit, that will make the pronunciation wrong. So what I recommend you to do is to get a mirror, smile to the mirror, and then pronounce that sound. So 鸡 with first tone is 鸡, 鸡. The common words for that is chicken. So 鸡, most of the time, it means chicken. So we can combine with all the other different hanzi to form different kind of words. For example, 鸡蛋. So 蛋 means egg. So 鸡蛋 means chicken egg. So 母鸡. So 母 means female. So 鸡 means chicken. So 母鸡 means hen. If I say 公鸡, so again, you know 鸡 is chicken, and 公 means male. So 公鸡 means rooster. And the one thing that we always eat is 鸡肉. 鸡肉. So 肉 means meat. So chicken plus meat is basically chicken, the meat that we usually eat. But one thing you need to notice is exactly similar pronunciation. It could mean something else. So 鸡肉, this pronunciation sometimes not just means the chicken meat, it can also mean muscle. Okay, so it depends on the context, so it could mean different things. So another common word is 鸡 with the third tone. So third tone with 鸡pronounced like this. 鸡, 鸡. Try again. 鸡, 鸡. So 鸡 is a common question word in Chinese. So it combined with different other hanzi that will become different kind of question words. So what does that mean? For example, 几个, 几个. So that means how many. So in here, 个 it means a measure words. Because we don't combine the number and the nouns together, we usually have a measure word in between. For example, 几个鸡蛋, 几个鸡蛋, that means how many eggs. So if we combine 几 with 点, so 几点, that means what time. What time? So So in here, include a root of the pinyin, which is the third tone plus third tone sandy. So when third tone and third tone combine together, the first hanzi will pronounce as a second tone. So rather than saying 几点, we say 几点, 几点. So if we combine 几 with 岁, so 岁 basically means years old. So 几岁 means asking how old, how old. So that's 几岁, 几岁. If we combine 几 with 次 together, so 次 means times. So 几次, that means how many times, how many times. So I think you kind of get the idea. So in here, you kind of can think 几 as like an English word how, right? Something like that. So when 几 combine with all the other different words, you come with all the other different question word. Okay, the second sound we're gonna learn is 七, 七. So same thing, when you pronounce this word, you definitely need to have a smile and position your tongue at the bottom teeth. So the only difference is when you're talking about these words, you have a strong air pushing out of your mouth when you're pronouncing these words. And when you pronounce this word, it's kind of similar to saying the English word cheese, but you don't do that cheese mouth because you are smiling. So you will say it like this. 七, 七. Try again. 七, 七. Did you notice that when I pronounce this word, it's like the air was blocked, and when that released, all of a sudden the air was forcefully comes out. So if you feel like that forced air coming out, that means you say it correctly. So I say it again. 七, 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 七. So the common words of 七 is 七 with the first tone, which is exactly what we just pronounced, which is 七, 七. So that's Chinese words 7, 7, 七. So 七个鸡蛋, 七个鸡蛋, that means 7 eggs. So if 七 comes with the third tone, which is 起, 起. So the common words for that is 起来, 起来. So 起来 means get up. Or the other one is 起床, 起床. 起床 means get out of bed. Okay, if 七 comes with fourth tone, that pronounced like this. 气, 气. So a common word for that is 生气, 生气. It means angry or get angry. For example, 他很生气, 他很生气. That means he's very angry. Okay, the next sound is 西, 西. So it's similar to the English word she, she. However, because you say with a smile, so your mouth don't go like she. Okay, so make sure that you position your tongue at the bottom teeth again as well. So xi and qi have some similarity. So the similarity is they both have the air coming out of your mouth. For the sounds qi, the air bursts out forcefully, while the other sound xi, the air flows more smoothly during the whole time. So it will pronounce like this. Xi, 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 xi. So I say the words before again so that you can compare a little bit. So for this one, you pronounce like this. Qi, qi. And then for this one, you pronounce like this. Xi, 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 xi. Okay, can you tell the difference? Okay, one of the common one of this xi sound is with the first tone, which pronounce again like this. Xi, xi. So xi basically means west. So 西方, 西方. So that means the west, the west country, 西方. And if 西 combined with the word 餐, so 西餐, that means Western food. If 西 combines with 药, 西药, so 药 means medicine, so 西药 means Western medicine. Okay, another common word is xi pronounced with the third tone, so which is xi. So the most common words we use a lot is 喜欢. That means like. For example, 我喜欢西餐. 我喜欢西餐 means I like Western food. However, when I teach students, I notice that even though most of the students understand the theory clearly, many still can't get it quite right in practice. For example, when I emphasize the two main factors of pronouncing those 机器西, one of them is to keep a smile and the second is to keep your tongue at the bottom teeth and keep it steady there. However, when the student practice pronouncing those sounds, they will miss either one of them. They either not smile or they move their tongue when they're pronouncing those sounds. The problem is they are not aware of this when they're speaking. That's why it's so important to have a Chinese tutor to guide you and correct your pronunciation. In my program, Mandarin Accelerator for Beginners, I offer personalized one-on-one section, focus on giving detailed feedback, especially for those difficult initial. Because of this focused guidance, most of my students can get a clear pronunciation and accurate tone within a whole month by studying 15 minutes per day. So if you want to master those tricky sounds and confidently speak Mandarin, join my program, Mandarin Accelerator for Beginners. I only open 10 spots every 3 months, so secure your spots now to get personalized feedback and weekly check-in that will transform your pronunciation. For more information, please check the description below. If you found this video useful, please stay tuned for the future videos where I'm gonna teach you more difficult tricky sounds like 支持诗日 or 支持诗. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you wouldn't miss any single lesson. Thank you for watching my episode and see you next time. Bye!